Thank you guys always so much for watching this week's Thrive training tip at Excel Performance Training. Now, we talk a lot about foam rolling. I tell you guys you should be doing it every day. We've talked about it a little bit and showed you some examples in the past, but I want to go over it again because this is something that everybody should do. Athletes, adults, it doesn't matter. If you are listening to this or watching this, you should be foam rolling. Typically, we tell people they should roll out at least every time before they work out or start their training. Also, if you're not working out, typically the general rule of thumb is 1 day per week per how many decades old you are. So you're 30 years old, at least 3 times a week you should be rolling out. As you age, your tissues, kind of think about it like a piece of meat. So whenever you're young, you're in your teens, it's more like a filet mignon. It's really soft tissues, really pliable, they move really well. As you start to age, it kind of starts to turn into more like beef jerky. So it gets really stiff. It doesn't move as well as it should. So that's what the foam roller is going to do. It's going to kind of help loosen up those tissues to get them move properly so that way you can avoid injury and increase your range of motion in certain areas. So we always want to start our foam rolling out before we do any stretching. And I brought this little band out here to show you why. So imagine this as a tissue of muscle or a muscle strand. As you stretch it, there's no knots in it, and it moves really well. Whenever you have knots, trigger points, people call them a lot of different things, it's put a big knot in that strand. Well, now it doesn't stretch as well, and then actually you can see right here next to the knot, it pulls a lot of tension that actually creates weak points. So as you start stretching, you're just pulling it tighter and tighter. What foam rolling does is it gets these knots and it gets them to break up and loosen up so that way the tissue can get a full range of motion. So we have all of our athletes and adult clients use a foam rolling or foam roller before we start rolling. So there's a lot of different kinds of foam rollers. You can get these from a bunch of different places. Dick's, Academy, online retailers sell all different kinds. They come in different lengths, sizes, diameters, and materials. Typically start everybody off with one of these foam ones. They come in, again, a bunch of different densities. And then eventually we work up to one of these right here. This would be like a PVC pipe. It's going to be really dense. They also have something called a rumble roller, which it's like a foam roller on steroids. It's got these huge knobs that come out of it that really gets deep into those tissues. So a little bit about foam rolling. Now I want to show you a quick full body foam roll that you can do at home or before you work out. You guys should be carrying a small one of these around in your gym bag and have one of these at home to help you out. So starting out, we have everybody sit on the foam roller. They cross their right leg over their left and roll over to that right glute. We want to roll back and forth of it. There's not really a wrong way to do foam rolling. It's about finding the tight areas and making them loosen. So it's kind of like search and destroy. You kind of find those tight areas. Wherever it's tight, that's where you want to hang out. You can just kind of sit there, take some deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth, kind of search out those tight areas and get them to loosen up. You can also just rock back and forth until you feel it loosen up. Typically, we tell everybody to spend about 30 seconds on each area or until you can see a change of tissue. Next, we'll have them switch out, cross their left leg over the right, roll over to that left glute. Again, we are finding those tight areas and seeking that you find a good spot. You can rock back and forth. You can contract the muscle, relax it, trying to get deeper into the tissues. Just make sure you're breathing. You don't want to get really tense and start straining because it's going to make everything a lot tighter and make the situation worse. After we get our glutes, then we have everybody go down to your lower back, do a few rolls on the left side, a few on the right. Now we're going through this kind of quickly just because I want to just give you guys a general full body foam roll that you can do at home. But again, there's no wrong way to do this. You want to find those tight areas and get them to start moving better. Next, we interlace our fingers, get our elbows together. We're going to get in between those shoulder blades, rocking back and forth in that upper back. Again, we can find those tight areas. We can reach back, kind of crunch forward, going up and down the spine, just searching and destroying. Then the last thing is we're going to roll over to our shoulders, put your left arm behind your head, go back and forth into that left shoulder. Again, trying to find those tight areas. You can go further down your lat. This helps a lot if you sit at your desk all day. This and rolling out that upper back kind of help loosen it up. And then we would just roll over and do the same thing on the other side. Foam rolling is something you should be doing. This is going to help you feel so much better. It's going to be a great way to help you start warming up as part of your workout. Also a great thing to add in as part of your cool down, kind of help calm the central nervous system, making sure things are moving well. You can also add this as part of a mobility exercise in between sets. to kind of speed up time for your workout, and also just to make sure that each rep you're moving well. Guys, thank you always so much for watching. Please check us out on our website. It's at excelperformancetraining.com. Follow us on social media, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, and be sure to listen to us every week here on the OK Preps Network. Now back to you guys in the studio.